Goo goo gaga. Please like and subscribe.
I'm not supposed to get snacks because their kid can't. Over the weekend my friend and I went to the zoo. They have different snack places all over. We were just having a fun day so we got some. First we got some ice cream, then we got some pretzels and later we saw this Jelly Belly vending machine. Neither of us had seen one before, so we got some. Well, for some reason we kept crossing paths with these two ladies with two kids. They'd show up wherever we were. I assume mom, grandma and two kids. When we ended up by them when we had jelly bellies and the grandma said loudly to the kids they just keep snacking don't they? And gave us a look. Like I get it if you told your kids no to snacks, but that's not my problem. I can buy candy and pretzels and ice cream if I want to. I've already been in a situation where a kid in a store was whining about wanting candy and I decided to get Skittles. The mom said really? Yes really, it's my money and I want Skittles. Why do parents think that just because they told their kid no, that means nobody else should be able to get snacks, get a movie, or whatever either because their kid will throw a fit?
Didn't you know, it's their world and we just live in it. I've been around parents who really think like this. They took the whole "it takes a village to raise a child" and effing ran with it. Then they got upset when it turned out that no, most of us aren't interested with micromanaging our own lives just to make your job as a parent a little easier. I was upset in public once and on the phone and crying. Not even hysterically, just visibly upset. This mom with a kid nearby on a bench got up all huffy and grumbling and dragged her child away like I was some horrible influence. Grabbed their stuff angrily and practically stomped off while shooting me a dirty look. I didn't expect a pity party from this woman by any means, but hey Zeus, way to teach your kid empathy. I can even understand not wanting their walk/outing ruined by my crying ass, but why the big production as she left? Like I was sitting there doing drugs or something. Yep. The snacks are good here. I hate people like that. Some guy came up to me at a sub-sandwich shop and was like, "You're just going to eat that sandwich in front of me?" I look around. Yep. This is a restaurant. I made no effort to hide my irritation. You act like I'm bothering you? You are. He went back to the table he was sitting at with a friend, where they had the wrappers from their sandwiches, so it's not like he was homeless and hungry, he just ate. I have no idea what he hoped to gain from that interaction.
Pass by and say, "Wow, I guess they just keep having kids, don't they?" This, but go all in. Make direct eye contact and eat the snacks pointedly as you do it. Only if you also make noises that indicate it's the best damn snack you ever ate. Yum, this is so good. Note, I only say it because the parent was a cake hole. I don't run around taunting children, I swear.
There are so many awful parents out there these days, it's depressing. Next time say, "Weren't you taught any manners? Mind your business."
You should have turned to your friend and said, "They just keep witching, don't they?" I like this one.
This is like the time I went to a really nice cafe off campus the first time. It's a nice place with handcrafted donuts, crepes and coffee, the perfect place for this mom to come in with her two loud children, apparently. I was right in front of them in line and this woman would not quiet her kids to let me order. They kept interrupting the cashier who was trying to hear me with shrieks of what they wanted, and the cashier had to repeat like 4 times that there was only one Neapolitan donut left because her kids kept begging for 2 of them. So naturally I bought the last Neapolitan donut with my coffee and slipped off to a window seat.
I don't really understand why they wouldn't just buy their kids snacks. Literally just let them have snacks. Don't make it an all the time thing, but effing hell, if you're at a zoo, let the kids have a goddamn treat instead of shitting on child-free people. Or bring snacks? My parents used to take snacks for me in places where there would be a big markup or less than healthy options if I got hungry. I can't blame kids for getting difficult and cranky when they're starving. Even adult me has a short fuse when I'm hungry. I can blame parents who don't think ahead and then the kid and people around them end up suffering. Like, what the F is so hard about that?
Parents often seem to think that because they made a baby, they are now in charge of everyone. This is one of my top pet peeves. It's like, the world doesn't revolve around your kid, lady. And you should be minding your business. Did you hear them tell the kids no? Because I'm wondering if Granny was diet shaming you. If I had a nickel anytime some cakehole commented on my food choices in some manner, I'd be ordering takeaway right now. It's 5 times worse if you're obese or very thin. They need to be told that's a you problem, not a me problem. Sounds like an opportune moment for their children to learn what happens to people who don't mind their own business. Unless they are deathly allergic to something you're eating and they are enclosed in a space with you where they are unable to leave, like an airplane or similar scenario, they should shut the F up.
I would have been like, yeah. Nom. 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 These snacks are delicious. Place loud food-related noises here. Then I would have told her to F off. It's not very classy, but then again it's a zoo. They just can't mind their own effing business, can they? If you're a woman, it was possible she was just shaming you for eating more than she deems necessary. Source: I have super toxic female family members and whatnot who think women should basically have eating disorders, and what the grandma said sounded like something my grandma or mom would say.
They're just shifty people. F them. They sound like the kind of people that would do that with or without kids. They're mums. They think they're the boss of everyone. It's why they had kids in the first place. OP should have loudly said to their friend, "Hey Zeus, they just keep breeding, don't they? Snacks before brats." Quote: why do parents think that just because they told their kid no, that means nobody else should be able to get snacks, get a movie, or whatever either because their kid will throw a fit? End quote. They know if their kid watches someone else get candy, then the kid will want candy and have a fit when told no. They just don't want to deal with a tantrum and expect other people to not get the thing their kid wants so they don't have to deal with their kids having fits. Look, having kids means having to deal with tantrums. If you don't have the energy or patience to deal with a tantrum, then don't have kids. I am 100% getting whatever the kids are asking for from now on, and then loudly talking about how amazing it is. Even if I'm only talking to myself.
What irritates me about this the most is the passive aggressiveness of it. Like, God forbid you do something so innocent as having snacks that might make their parenting or grandparenting job more challenging. And they're so butthurt by it they just have to lash out in a subtle way in hopes of making you feel bad. For doing nothing but minding your business and eating snacks at the zoo. I've seen shiz like this from parents and grandparents before too, and it's just getting on my last nerve. Don't like the fact that the village isn't gonna help you raise your child? Then don't have one. Certainly don't gripe at the rest of us for not accommodating you on every little thing so you can be a lazy caregiver or so you never have to be the bad guy.
I think it's actually really beneficial to teach kids that not everybody gets the same thing all the time. What somebody else does or gets to do has no bearing on what you get to do because you are an individual in your own situation that is separate from them. If I had a kid, imagine the horror, and they were fussing because somebody else was buying candy, I'd just say they are an adult and that's their choice right now. I am the adult here, and I'm not going to buy you candy right now because, reason, how about we wait for some other time, okay? And then just move on. No big deal, no need to make a production about it. Just lay down a firm but not harsh boundary and go about your day. That's what my parents always did with me, and it worked. I never threw tantrums in public, no crying or begging or anything like that. If they said no, I might have been bummed about it, but I lived. And all this was accomplished without yelling, threats, or spanking. Kids aren't stupid, they may not know much, but they can understand rational conversation and logical consequences, like if you keep throwing a fit, we have to leave. Some of parenting is really hard, I get that, but I feel like stuff like this is just basic sense, not common sense though, because I think we can all agree that sense is increasingly rare these days. Yuck. I've come to notice that kids don't bother me so much, it's the parents who I really hate. Their snobby attitudes and how they think the whole world revolves around them. I had a kind of similar thing happen to me in the supermarket once. I was just talking to my boyfriend and I used the cuss word. This lady walks by and says, "What a mouth," and holds her kid. You'd think they'd respect a private conversation, but nope. It sounds like a miserable old lady that wishes she had the leisure time to enjoy trying different snacks and hanging out with her friend. Seriously, there's no logical reason for her to be annoyed with you other than wishing she was you. Maybe not bring children to places around snacking people if you don't like to see people snacking. I hope you enjoyed all your snacks.
The funny thing is, I don't even pick up on stuff like that. If a comment like that was directed at me, I'd just happily say I know. There's so many good things to eat here with no awareness that it was meant as an insult. It's like how I never realized that a lot of it must be nice comments are meant as insults until I started reading this subreddit. I would just say, oh yeah, it's great. Thinking they're just making conversation, though, I see no reason to respond any differently, anyway. I can't believe that happens to you. Oh, my God. I live for this shit. I hardly ever get the chance to fulfill the position these assholes put you in. Oh, the things I would say.
Yuck. That happened to me once. Sorry, lady, you aren't my mom. I think that when I was younger and whining about wanting a snack, I wasn't ever mad that a stranger was getting a snack though. Like, even I knew at that age that a stranger getting candy didn't change whether I could get a snack or not. Why does anyone possibly think that? If kids do say that, it's probably only because they heard their parents say something like that. You'd think that someone else eating snacks when they're not allowed to would be a good teachable moment about how sometimes other people will do a thing you aren't able or allowed to do, and you'll just have to learn to deal with that disappointment or frustration. Sometimes it will be fair, sometimes it won't be. I did this with a chocolate glazed donut in the bakery section at the grocery store. I was buying something for lunch before heading to work when the donuts caught my attention. I was debating on whether or not to get one when a mom approached with her kid. He was crying because he wanted a chocolate donut. I don't quite remember what she said, but it was snarky, like chocolate donuts are bad for kids or something similar. Well, that made up my mind. I put 2 chocolate donuts into a bag, all in full view of mom and kid. Mom gave me the dirtiest look. I shrugged, I'm 30, I'm not a kid.
Goo goo gaga.
Story of my one who shall not be named, cousin. For some reason, today I thought to share with you all my personal favorite breeder story, starring my breeder sister. Honestly, she could have a sub of her own. We will call her Kazi. So Kazi always wanted 4 kids. Why? Because she wants 2 children to fulfill her dreams for her and 2 more to do household chores. Sure, Kazi. Whatever. This was when she was 18. Now Kazi has grown up and now only wants 2 kids because she has realized that kids are effing expensive. Great job, Kazi. One day we were just hanging out and Kazi says that she wants to have kids before 30. Well, this bitch who tells me that I am being impractical because I don't want kids has not done some simple math herself. So of course I do it for her. Kazi, you are 28. You will get married next year in January. That same year in October, you will be 29. So you have to start trying in October itself. Assuming you get pregnant under 3 months, that gives you only 9 months until you become 30 years old. Now Kazi looks stunned. How can this be? Well, don't worry, Kazi. You can always have second kid after 30, right? But Kazi wanted to enjoy her life and travel the world before she has kids. How can she do that when she will be stuck at home being a stay-at-home mom? Both she and her fiancé agreed on this one. Don't worry, Kazi, I will send you photos of my travel excursions and you can live your life vicariously through me. But wait, that's why Kazi is having kids. Because she wants to give someone the childhood she never had and live her life through them. But now Kazi doesn't seem as excited about kids as she was before. Now at this point, Kazi is going crazy. One of her lifelong dreams is to move to Europe for a few years and live there. So I tell her, Kazi, what if there was a compulsion imposed on you that 6 months after getting married, you have to move to Europe? Like it wasn't a choice. How would you feel? Kazi said. Oh my God. Are you kidding? I would be so excited. I wouldn't be able to wait for it to happen. I said. Are you sure? It is going to be a life-changing thing. Kazi said. Of course I am sure. That's what I always wanted. I said. Okay Kazi, only have kids if you are this excited about it. It is a life-changing thing after all. Now Kazi is stumped because she never thought about it like this. She likes the idea of kids. Not actual kids. She is going to be one of those mothers who will hate it when their child expresses their opinions because in her mind her kids are just extensions of herself. Too long. Didn't read. Forced my breeder cousin to think about what it really means to have children. Please like and subscribe.